Hi everybody, this is Carissa with Inky Fairy Designs, and today we're going to be making this adorable little Valentine's Day card using some products from May Arts. I'm participating in a blog hop with May Arts and CardMaker blog, and so the theme is a Valentine's card blog hop, and May Arts provided the entire blog team for CardMaker some very fun Valentine's themed ribbon. So I got this, it's kind of like a puffy heart ribbon. It's so cute, reminds me of like the puffy stickers, and I pulled out my favorite things Harvest Mouse set. Now I got this when it was released and I never inked it up. I don't think I did. Maybe I did once, but I didn't use it a lot as I wanted to. And so I thought instead of the pumpkin, holding the pumpkin, he could hold one of the hearts. So that was kind of my thinking going into the process of the card. And I'm just showing you the fun ribbon that May Arts provided me. I love this one, but I didn't use it on my card. I ended up using only the red hearts ribbon, the puffy ribbon, and then the sheer ribbon with the hearts along the edge. So I'm using this stamp set as well as this stamp set. You have my heart from my favorite things. I'm just using the sentiment from that one. So I want to apologize. I was a little bit off screen here. What I'm doing is I am lining up my stamp and I'm masking off the pumpkin with some Post-it notes. I just kind of tear it and put it over the part that I don't want to ink up, and then I'm inking up my stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to go in and use Copic markers, removing that masking tape, Post-it tape that I used, and stamping my image. Now you can see that that pumpkin isn't there anymore, and the heart's going to cover up that empty space. So now I'm going to go in and I'm speeding this up just a tad bit more. I'm just doing some very simple Copic coloring, doing the mouse in gray, and I'm using a combination of 3 of my cool gray colors, C2, C4, and C6. I always color light to dark. I find that this gives me better control as far as how much ink I'm putting down, and I can blend it better. I can, if I need to add more shadows or deepen my shadows, I can add more of the darker and the midtones, but it just allows me to kind of build up my color gradually than if I would go dark to light. So this is just my preference of coloring. There's many ways that you can color using Copic markers, and I'm just kind of speeding this up because it is very simple, and I kind of just wanted to show you quickly how I colored this adorable little mouse today. So now I'm going in and I'm giving his ears, the inner ears, and his tail a touch of pink using E93 and E41. I will have all of the colors listed that I used on my blog. If you want to go over, you should have probably come here from my blog, but I'm at inkyfairydesigns.com, so you can always find the full list of supplies and colors that I use in my videos on my blog. So now I'm coloring his vest in a brown combination. I'm using 3 colors. I think I used E23, E25, and E59. So those are the colors, and because it's such a small image, it's very, I'm just taking a light, mid-tone, and dark color in the color family that I want, and then coloring light to dark and kind of blending it back out until I'm happy with the way that the color is laying down. So for his sweater, I'm using kind of like a teal color. I think it's E40 40 something. I'm not sure, but like I said, the colors will be on my blog. So this is another part that I cut out. Sorry, I actually just used an X-Acto knife and kind of cut around his arm so that I could tuck the heart under his arm and it looked like he's holding it. So also showed you that I'm using the My Favorite Things Blueprints 20, I believe, and all of the dies that I'm using come from that particular set. I love how they coordinate. You can always interchange the dies, but I ended up just using everything from that particular die set today. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to use that sheer ribbon. It's so cute. It has like hearts along the top and the bottom. And once I figured out where I wanted my ribbon, I decided I'm going to go ahead and ground my squirrel because I wasn't sure if I was going to fussy cut him out or not. So I ended up, I'm going to keep him there, and I'm going to add just a little bit of a shadow underneath him using some light browns and then a warm gray to kind of give him a little bit of an extra shadow. So that's how I'm doing that, and I just kind of go lightly back and forth, kind of pull out his shadow a little bit to the right because I figure the light source is, I don't know, kind of coming from the top left, but I do shade, I don't know, it's just, that's kind of where I'm thinking. So just kind of blending that out. Like I said, I always start light to dark, even when I'm doing any type of ground or putting a sky in. So now I'm just giving a light blue shadow all around the image just to kind of pop it up off the page. I'm not doing a whole background scene or anything like that. I just want to give a little bit of a shadow around the image so it kind of pops up off the page. And for that I'm using a light blue B91. And I usually kind of blend it out. I'll go a little bit thick and then I'll use my colorless blender just to blend it, feather it a little bit so it's not such a harsh line. It's just kind of a hint of a shadow. So that's how I like to do that. And so I go over it a couple times and then I'll go in with that colorless blender. And I'm all done with the coloring now. So we can go back to figuring out where everything is going to go on my card. And I guess I wasn't done coloring. I wanted to add a little bit of a touch of a shadow around the heart. So I'm using some liquid adhesive and placing the heart under his arm, kind of pressing it down, making sure it's going to stay. And I just think it's so cute, this little puffy heart that the mouse is carrying to his Valentine, I guess. So I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive under the arm so that it sticks down and I don't have to worry about it falling off. So now I'm going to wrap the sheer ribbon around the top of the card. So it's probably the top quarter of the card, using a little bit strip of a tape here, like a double-sided tape here, just to hold back the back side of that ribbon. Now I'm matting it on some light dark gray cardstock. Basically I'm just using white and gray, and it really makes the red ribbon pop, I think. Instead of like black, it's a really dark like stone gray, and I think it's just a little bit softer than if I would have used black cardstock. So I'm mounting it on about that same dark gray cardstock for my card base, and then I did use a wood grain cardstock for the scalloped layer that you see there. So now I am going to heat emboss my sentiment in white on that dark gray cardstock, and we're almost done, I think, with the card. So I love the way that the white embossing looks on any type of dark cardstock. I think it just looks so pretty, it pops, it really brings in all of the colors, like the white. And I just think this card turned out so cute. So I'm going to add a little bit of a dimensional adhesive to the back of my sentiment, and then pop that right in the middle of my card over that ribbon at the top so that it kind of overhangs. So I added just a couple of sequins for some additional bling on this card, and that really completes the card for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I think it turned out super cute. I just love the little mouse holding that puffy little heart. Be sure to check out the CardMaker blog for the beginning of this entire blog hop with May Arts. I'll have the link below in the description box. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe so I know you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time.